If your Google business profile was suspended, it will not come back online because you submitted an appeal. It will come back online because 4 specific things happened before Google reviewed it. If you miss one of these, your profile may stay suspended. So if your Google business profile was suspended and you're about to appeal, here is what Google actually needs to see in order to get your profile reinstated. Every day your profile is suspended means no Google Maps, no search, no calls, and every appeal submitted out of sequence is a wasted attempt. So you don't have unlimited chances to get reinstated. And here is a false belief about the Google business profile reinstatement. Most people think the process looks like this. Your profile got suspended, you appeal, and Google decides. And that's why most appeals fail. Google doesn't reinstate businesses because someone asked. It reinstates Google business profiles because the evidence shows the profile is compliant. The appeal doesn't convince Google. The fix, the corrections, and the evidence do. And here is the real sequence to get your Google business profile reinstated. That sequence is diagnose, fix, prepare, and submit. And it's every time in that order. Okay, the first phase, Google needs to see that you identified the violation. Before anything else, you should absolutely know what triggered the suspension of your Google business profile. Here are some of the most common patterns, and Google's email often mention deceptive content or quality issues, which tells you almost nothing about the real violation. That's on you to figure out. The most common patterns are related to address issues with service area businesses with a visible address or an ineligible address, or the business name violations with some keywords or city names added and a legal mismatch. There's a mismatch between the name, the official name of your business and the name on your GBP. There is also the NAP inconsistency when your GBP information doesn't say the same thing as on your website or directories when it comes to your name, address, and phone number. Also, recent suspicious changes when it comes to rapid edits in the last 14 days before the suspension, or any duplicate listings when multiple profiles were created for the same business. So check each one systematically before you do anything else. I've made another video that covers those common patterns and how to fix them exactly. The full diagnostic breakdown is covered separately, and I put the link in the description. So this is the kind of message you can see when your profile is suspended, when you log into your Google business profile. The violation is still active, and until it's identified and fixed, submitting an appeal will not change this. Okay, so once you identified and diagnosed what triggered the suspension, Google needs to see that you corrected it on the profile itself, not just in the appeal text. The correction has to be visible on the profile before you submit, not just in the appeal text, not just in the explanation file, on the profile itself. If your service area business address must be hidden. If your GBP name contained added keywords that are not your official business name, you need to revert it to your legal name. If your NAP, so name, address, and phone number, was inconsistent across your GBP and your website, for instance, it has to be aligned across everywhere before you submit. So Google reviews the profile, and if the violation is still active when they review, your appeal will be denied. This is the edit info page and the business information where the corrections are made directly on the profile before the appeal is submitted. Okay, phase 1, you've identified and diagnosed the violation. Phase 2, you've corrected the issue, that violation. And phase 3, Google needs now to see the proof. Documents prove compliance, Google doesn't take your word for it. The documents you upload when you appeal will prove the profile is compliant. Those will be the evidence, and Google doesn't take your word for it. Before opening the appeals tool, you need to have your evidence ready to upload. And that's very important. Before opening the appeals tool, so before you even start appealing, you need to have all your documents and evidence ready in a folder or in a zip file or on a drive. At minimum, one tier 1 document like the business registration, the license or official tax document showing the exact same name and address as your corrected GBP. Everything organized in a file, everything aligned, nothing inconsistent. The full evidence breakdown is covered in a separate video, and I'll put the link in the description. Here are the most common documents that Google accepts as evidence, and the one rule that applies to everything you submit is that every document you upload needs to be consistent. The exact same information related to your business must be showed across every document. Okay, now when you're ready, the last phase is submitting through the official appeals tool. To get your Google business profile reinstated, you need to submit through the Google's official appeals tool. Okay, the true submission sequence looks like this. And you submit from the Google Business Profile Appeals tool, not the dashboard, not a general support form, the appeals tool directly. I'll put the link in the description. The first step of the sequence, you confirm you're signed into the correct Google account. Then you select the suspended profile. I know it might seem obvious, but some people sometimes get it wrong when they log to the wrong account. So you need to check that too. Then you submit. And the moment you click submit, Google states you have 60 minutes to upload your evidence. Your evidence is crucial to support your appeal and make your reinstatement request much stronger. So make sure you have everything ready before you click. And after submission, you need to freeze the profile. No edits, no new changes. You just need to be patient and let the review run. Google also states reviews may take up to 5 business days, but most people report longer wait times in practice. So be patient, be ready to wait for a few weeks and freeze your profile after submission. So this is the message you see when you submit, just before you click submit. And at that point, the 60-minute window opens immediately, the moment you click. So everything should be ready before you reach this screen. And when you start the appeal, before you start the appeal, you will see this screen. And the first step will be to confirm you're signed into the correct Google account. And if your suspended profile doesn't appear in the list, then you're on the wrong account. That may seem obvious, but many people have different Google accounts and may be connected to the wrong account at the moment they want to appeal. And if your first appeal is denied, one more opportunity exists through a separate Google form. But before you open this form, you need to know that it will only work if something has genuinely changed since the first submission. So it means that you made it again through all the phases, you diagnosed the violations, you corrected the violations, so new corrections, new evidence, new documents. That's a meaningfully different case since the first appeal didn't work. And submitting the same appeal twice is very unlikely to change the outcome. So if your Google Business Profile appeal was denied, the additional review form should look like this. This is Google's second and final standard opportunity if your first appeal was denied. Okay, if your Google Business Profile has been suspended, don't guess at the fix. Click the link in the description and request your free reinstatement review. Within 24 hours, I'll personally review your suspension and tell you honestly whether I believe I can help. I don't accept every case. I only take the ones I genuinely believe I can help with. If I do, I'll handle your entire reinstatement from the compliance review to the appeal and every follow-up with Google until a decision is made. The link is in the description and pinned in the comment section so you can get your free reinstatement review today. So if your Google Business Profile was suspended, before you leave this video, this is your final checklist to follow before you submit. The phase 1, you identify the violation. You know exactly what triggered it. The phase 2, you've corrected the violation. The fix is visible on the Google Business Profile itself. The phase 3, you have your evidence ready. Your documents are aligned with your corrected Google Business Profile. You have a folder, a zip file, or a drive, I don't know, prepared with all your documents. And finally, the phase 4, the appeals tool is ready. You're ready to appeal with the correct account, the correct profile selected, and you're aware of the 60-minute windows. If all 4 steps are true, then you're ready to file. If one isn't, stop and go back. So follow everything here and you should be good and get your Google Business Profile reinstated. See you in the next one.